Hi, this is Kamaini, creator and host of Artalaap, South Asia's first independent visual culture podcast. So guys, we've come to the end of another season. That's a total of 17 Artalaap episodes. Here are some highlights. Pati's films represent a moment in the history of Indian experimental cinema in the 1960s when the use of science fictional tropes indicated a transforming media infrastructure. Looking at Pati's films, I'm less interested in whether or not they belong to the science fiction genre, but to understand the relationship between the state, modernity, and cinema. So I'll begin with Explorer. To me, Explorer came off as a highbrow version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This plotline is manifested in the film entirely through the play of electronic sound and Indian music, both classical and popular Indian music. Let me give you an example.
Between text, listening, recordings, and drawings, the language of graphic storytelling is able to hold the tussle between all of this and not let it rest in some sort of finality that then becomes just a beautiful image, but remain with the push and the pull between, say, just even text and visuals, but also not telling whole pictures.
The proper way to do a tribute would be to make a mythology of now. Not retell these things again and again and again. Man, please. Mahabharata for the West, Mahabharata for the East, Mahabharata for the Middle. Bhima's perspective, Hanuman's perspective, the Chariot's perspective. Yeah, okay, I'm done with my rant on that.
Yeah, and tell us how you really feel about it. We are taking a hiatus for the summer. Hey, there's a heat wave upon us. But don't worry, we plan to be back in a couple of months with all new programming and some great conversations. Artalaap is a labor of love. We are a tiny indie podcast recording from inside a cupboard on a shoestring. And despite that, over the past 2 cycles, we've managed to attract more than 2,500 listens. And the number of listeners who follow us on platforms like Spotify, Apple, and Anchor keeps increasing with each episode. So even as we take a break, we just wanted to record a short message expressing our gratitude to all of you for tuning in and helping sustain our efforts. Thank you for your support. In the meantime, please send us your thoughts and feedback on artalaap.podcast @gmail.com. Our audience is very important to us, so your comments, whether they're compliments or critiques, hopefully not very scathing ones, mean a lot. And of course, please keep following us on our social media, on Instagram @art.alaap and on Twitter @RTALAAP for updates. You can also slide into our DMs on either of these platforms. We look forward to returning with more conversations on visual culture on the other side of this hiatus. Take care.